everyone. Welcome back to Movin' Right Along, a Muppet movie podcast brought to you by toughpigs.com. It's the podcast where we watch The Great Muppet Caper 2 minutes at a time and talk about it a lot. I'm your host, Anthony Strand.
And I'm your other host, Ryan Rowe.
And we are joined today by a very special return guest back with us. He was with us for the Muppet movie, and he's back again. Guest, tell the folks who you are.
Hello, everybody. My name is Louis Perlman. I am a writer for Tough Pigs, huge Muppet fan. And I'm also a writer, comedian, playwright in New York City. My musical, Joey and Ron, just had a run at a theater downtown. And if you're more interested in learning about this super cool 60s bubblegum rock musical that I wrote, you can check out joeyronmusical.com and you can throw me $50,000 to produce it.
And you should.
Awesome.
That musical is so much fun.
Thank you, Ryan. Yes. Thank you for being a happy audience member.
Yeah.
When, and I'm saying when, not if, when it someday gets produced in Minneapolis, I'll go see it.
Oh my God, totally. Well, Anthony, when you produce it in Minneapolis, you'll go see it because you'll be a producer.
There
so
you
you'll
go,
see
exactly.
it many times. When you give me $50,000
Well,
to produce it in Minneapolis. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. My dad told me that I can produce one show.
Well,
so congratulations, Louie. It's your one.
Hey, save that for next season.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Exactly. We're so close to the end of this movie that I have Muppets Take Manhattan on the brain because today we are talking about minutes 93 and 94
Yes.
of The Great Muppet Caper.
Yeah. Out of how long is the movie?
Nicky Holiday grabs Kermit.
It's like
97 minutes.
It's 97 minutes, right? Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so we're really getting down to the end. In these minutes, Nicky Holiday grabs Kermit, threatens the Muppets with a gun, and is tackled by a flying pig. So the first thing we see here is Scooter accidentally throwing popcorn on himself.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
Me every time. What a clown! He had one job to sell popcorn, and instead he spilled the product all over himself.
Yeah, he's very endearing, but he's not great at a lot of the stuff he tries to do.
And so then the next thing is that Kermit says to Nicky, "Hey, give me that diamond, you crook."
That's right.
He's trying his best to be intimidating.
Right, which is one of those, Jim Henson's delivery of certain words just make me so happy. And the way he says, "ya crook,"
Definitely.
No one else would say it like that.
That's definitely something about his portrayal of Kermit that's never been replicated, is the way he strings words together. And this is a really good example of that. There is my favorite sketch with Kermit the Frog is a Sesame Street sketch that's Grover's Weather Machine sketch. And the reason why I love it so much is because at the end he says, and it's such a Jim Henson-y way to say it, he says, "Grover, I don't want your wind. I don't want your snow. I don't want your rain. I want you out of here and stop wrecking my place." And that's I feel like that's really similar to his delivery on this with hand over that diamond, you crook, Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And actually, when we did our 50 seasons of Sesame Street, reviews recently.
Yeah.
My one of my reviews, I want to say it was season 7. My ending line was, "Click here to quit wrecking my place" on the Tough Pigs forum.
Yep, quit wrecking my place.
It just kind of seems like we're hearing just Jim Henson's natural accent in moments like that.
Yes, absolutely. It's just his Mississippi coming out.
Yeah.
Which is totally cool. Absolutely.
Yeah. So the next thing that happens is that Fozzie yells, "Come on, guys, get him." And the Muppets all start charging forward before Nicky pulls out a gun.
Yes.
And it kind of bums me out that we don't get to see the Muppets all swamp him and just him covered in a pile of Muppets.
Yes, because there's nothing more fun than Muppets not being puppeteered and instead just being flung around by someone.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic, but I actually do enjoy that.
No, I love it. It's one of my favorite moments in any Muppet thing is when the human actor needs to be manipulating, this piece of felt. That's really when they're wiggling dolls, when Orson Welles says that on his show. That's really, and I think it's so funny. And that
Yeah,
could
for
have been a really great scene in this movie. But instead, Kermit is held hostage by gunpoint, which is kind of scary, right?
It is scary. There are guns in this Muppet movie.
Yeah, which is okay. It's okay to have high stakes.
Oh, yeah.
know?
Well, there were guns in the previous movie, too, but I don't think most people would think about guns as being part of the classic Muppet movies, but here they are.
No, it's true.
I mean, you're saying that you don't expect these movies to have songs, dances, and shootings.
Mm-mm.
That's right. No shootings. That's right.
Okay.
We're getting ahead
I'm
of
sorry.
ourselves
It's just
again.
Yeah, we are.
It's
We're
just
doing all these jokes about a whole other film.
it's just on my mind, I guess. I'm just ready to move on. But no, I was going to say about in the previous Muppet movie, the guns are more theoretical. Like we see Snake Walker and those guys shooting at targets.
Mm-hmm.
But Kermit doesn't actually get a gun pointed at him.
Well, technically,
it's close to his, it's like at a great range.
Yes, but technically, he doesn't point the gun at Kermit either. He's holding the gun next to him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right.
He's actually pointing it at all the other Muppets.
Yeah. All the other Muppets.
Yeah.
He really is just looking for any excuse to shoot like Rizzo, It's like that's who he wants to shoot.
Which there is a brief moment where Fozzie sort of grabs Rizzo and holds him in front of him, like
like a human shield.
I guess. Well, yeah. At first, it seems like maybe he's being protective, but then
no,
it kind of looks like he's using Rizzo as a human shield or a rodent shield.
You coward!
Yeah.
Right. Well, Rizzo is not that beloved of a member of the gang yet.
So... Ever. Sorry. Yes.
We have
Rizzo. No one likes Rizzo.
Here's the thing. I often get criticized by commenters for making jokes about Steve Whitmire at the expense of him and his characters.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
So listeners take note. Louis is the one today. I'm not the only one.
I know.
I'm not the only one.
I'm in a saucy mood, and I'm going to say that there were reasons off camera why Rizzo was in so many of those movies so much, and it doesn't have to do with him being a beloved character. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say,
talk more about Rizzo next season.
Is I'm not actually even sure this is Rizzo in front of Fozzie. It could just be one of the other rats.
Oh, it's is it Masterson or Yolanda?
I don't know.
Or are we getting ahead of ourselves?
Yeah, they don't have names yet.
Yeah, that's right. That was in the next movie.
It's Bubba the Wharf Rat from Muppets Beach Party.
Yeah.
Or Buzz the Wharf Rat.
Buzz, yeah. I like that guy.
Yeah. Everyone's favorite character, Buzz the Wharf Rat. Okay. So what happens next? Fozzie is very polite because he says, "Excuse me, Mr. Holiday, sir. Will you let Kermit go?"
That's right. Yeah. He's scared.
Well, it's one of those lines that could only come from Fozzie. Though.
Yes. Yes. And he's so vulnerable, and he's such a vulnerable character, and he's really actually so naive and sweet. And I feel like the writing on this does that really well, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But then he immediately leans into ugly stereotypes. He says, if you hold him too long, he'll just give you warts.
I know. How dare he? But it's such a funny joke. It's so good.
It is a funny joke, yeah. But actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but that's a myth.
A what?
Myth.
Hello.
Myth.
Hello.
Hi, Carol Kane.
Yeah.
Oh wow, we got Carol Kane on the podcast this week. That's wow, what a thrill. All right.
Oh boy.
So then next up, Nicky says that Kermit's coming with them.
Oh, but did we talk about the part where Kermit questions Nicky's motivations?
Oh no, we didn't. We skipped over that. Yeah. Kermit asks Nicky, "Why are you doing this?"
Mm-hmm.
And because this movie puts a lampshade on everything, Nicky says, "Because I'm a villain. It's pure and simple."
That's it. Doc Hopper at least got to, because this is the second time Kermit has questioned the villain's motivations.
Yes.
Doc Hopper at least had this reason of his whole life he wanted a chain of frog leg restaurants, and Kermit was the key. But with Nicky, it's just like, I'm just the villain from this movie. That's all.
Yeah, he's just a crummy. He's just a crummy guy. Yeah.
There's actually a little bit more of this in the July 22nd, 1980 draft of the screenplay where...
very good.
Yes, where Kermit says, "Someday you're going to realize that what you're doing is dishonest." And Nicky thinks about it a minute, and he says, "Okay, then, I give up." And Kermit says, "Really?" And Nicky says, "Of course not, you twit." And then he says, "I'm the villain, pure and simple, the rotten apple, the bad penny. But I have nice teeth, and I keep my room clean."
That's pretty good. That's a solid joke.
It's funny. It's just a little bit more than we need in this climactic moment.
It is. It's a little much, but it is pretty funny.
Yes.
And it is. Yeah, because we never really know. Yeah, there is really no motivation for him to steal the diamonds, right? Or the diamond.
No, we've talked on the podcast before about how he seems to just kind of get a kick out of robbing his sister. He does it all the time.
Yeah.
And does not seem to rob anyone else, as far as we know.
Yeah, he's just in it. He just wants to steal from his sister.
Apparently.
Right?
What a jerk. I'm glad
Oh,
I'm glad about what happens next in this film.
Which is that Nicky and the models are about to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And then Miss Piggy breaks through a stained glass window on her stolen motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yes!
This is such a great, iconic part of this movie when this happens.
Oh, man.
It's so great. It's so exciting and funny, and the way she flies through the air is really fun. It's just great. I just love it.
It's actually such an iconic moment that this was the fourth of 4 scenes to be depicted on the McDonald's collectible glasses for this movie.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I actually forgot to mention the third one, which was Muppets on Bicycles. But in case anyone is keeping track, this is scene number 4 from the McDonald's glasses. Piggy smashing through the window.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Yeah, and it's really, this is good writing for her to save the day like this. It feels very empowering, especially for a film from 1980, you know? To see a female protagonist, you know, really, she saves the day and she rescues her man, you know?
Right.
And that's great. And it's a really, really fun reversal and something you didn't see a lot back then, nor do you see it a lot even now in like family fare. So it's awesome. I mean, other than the Frozen movies, which are basically the most feminist thing that literally have ever happened, but you know.
Yeah. Well, they found a way to make, so it's Kermit and the gang, they are working on their own mission to clear Piggy's name, but while that's happening, she just takes the whole thing into her own hands. So everybody gets to participate.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Everybody gets a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I do wonder, though, how she got up that high to smash through that window up there.
Yeah, is there some sort of service ramp outside that we don't
Maybe.
see? Or
There's
something?
a service ramp leading to the stained glass window.
I always imagined she was like riding across rooftops like the way the Batmobile does in Batman Begins. She was like leaping from rooftop to rooftop, and then she goes through the window. That's what I always imagined. Yeah.
And actually, I was going to say, one of the things I really love is in the lead up to it, the score really starts to ramp up, and Nicky and the Muppets look around as though they can hear the score, and they know that something is coming. Like, there's no, because we don't hear the motorcycle on the soundtrack. We just hear the score get louder.
Yes.
So it seems like that's what they hear as well.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, it takes a second for the motorcycle to kick in.
Right. And I love that the movie doesn't draw attention to it, right?
Right.
There's no like, what's that music joke or something? It's just they all hear the score and look around. It's great.
Yeah, totally.
It's delightful. What a good movie. All right.
And I really like the shot after the motorcycle smashes through where we see from a different angle the motorcycle in slow motion falling and Piggy jumps off it and leaps onto Nicky.
Yeah, this is all good sort of technical puppet filmmaking.
Yeah, because it's obviously a puppet. It's not a stunt double, like a human stunt double. But
right. So it's like some sort of wire work on Piggy, I feel like.
I guess it has to be, but it's really seamlessly done.
Probably some sort of armature work as well to make sure that the puppet sort of stays in the correct position to make her look like she's falling, you know?
Right, she's in that pose.
Yeah, she's not flopping around, unlike other scenes where Muppets fly through the air. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So that's quite cool.
It looks really good.
Yeah, and it's also not like scary, like Uncanny Valley-esque, like the Piggy diving scene in this movie, the water ballet, or the Piggy roller skating scene in Takes Manhattan, which are both like, what? I don't know if we ever needed to see this. I don't know if this helps with anything that you're trying to do in the film, you know?
Right. Well,
Yeah.
and Piggy driving the motorcycle earlier, where she's clearly a full size adult woman.
Oh,
like
yes,
an
yes.
average height adult woman.
She's a stunt pig. Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
For sure. But you guys mentioned the slow motion effect as they go down. I love that as it goes back to real time, she and Nicky land with a thud. Like
Yes.
it's such a great transition back into regular. It's just like slow, donk.
Yeah.
You know?
Hiya, indeed.
Yeah. And then the Muppets all go nuts as they should. Like the next thing after they land is just Pops is just laughing heartily. Everyone's cheering. Great. I actually really love how Pops is just like his laughter rings out over the crowd of cheering Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great Pops moment.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a lot. Well, he has a lot in this movie, but he doesn't have a lot overall. I feel
right. This movie is his finest hour.
This is true.
This is
true. I wish he had been in maybe a little more of the Muppet movie stuff all the time. I don't know. Just saying.
Well, I kind of like in the 90s in general, I always felt like it's such a waste that Jerry Nelson didn't get more to do. Because he was around, he had all these great characters, and instead it's just like, oh, what if we have, Spamela Hamderson?
I think the weirdest thing there is Muppets Tonight, where Jerry Nelson is there in every episode, as far as I know, but they don't really have him playing Floyd. He plays Strange Pork once, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yep. They had a hard time.
It's weird
balancing these new characters that they cared about.
Lou,
yeah, is New Zealand on Muppets Tonight?
Like a handful of times.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know there's one where he runs in and makes microwave popcorn in like a nuclear reactor or something.
Yeah.
Bunsen has something like that.
Right. Yeah, that's not enough.
Yeah. But yeah, not much. And you think that, I don't know. It's very strange. Anyways, Jerry Nelson's a treasure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's great. But so then Piggy gets up. She karate chops all the models. The models all make exaggerated pain faces.
Yes.
Piggy stomps on Darla's foot.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not 100% convincing, but it's fun to watch.
It's also convincing because we know
it's like
we know that Piggy is we know that she's super strong. So that's what makes it convincing. She's beating them up in the way that they should get beaten up because she's a cartoon character. She's a puppet. She's a cartoon character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like we wouldn't want to see Piggy actually do damage on these guys.
Oh, that's true.
Like we don't need to see her dislocate someone's shoulder.
Right. It should be cartoony.
That would suck. Yeah.
Right. Although I do love. So then the next thing we see is animals sitting on top of the fallen models, just going.
Yes.
Which is so funny. Like he's like Piggy's little Greek chorus or something.
Yes. And then this is skipping ahead a little bit, but then he says bye-bye to the models. Which I feel is linked to him laughing at them.
Right, as they get taken into the police car.
Yeah, he goes, bye-bye.
Oh, yeah. They're his enemies.
Yeah, totally.
In that shot where he's sitting on them, where do you think Frank Oz is?
Oh, that's a great question. Maybe they built a hole through one of the models.
Is there a hole in the floor?
Yeah, there must be a hole in the floor.
A hole in the floor is probably the best guess, because I just don't see... I mean, he could just be kind of tangled up under the models somewhere, but I don't see how they could have pulled that off, so...
If they were just lie on top of him. And
we would be able to tell if there was a man, lying there.
I would think so. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But then, so Nicky's about to get up with his gun. We get a nice close up of the barrel of the gun. Nice directorial flourish from Jim.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then Kermit bonks Nicky on the head with the baseball diamond.
Yes. So that's how Kermit contributes. Which is good. Awesome. Which is good. Kermit helped.
Does it look like he hits him hard enough to knock him out?
Certainly not. But once again, don't need to see Kermit thunking someone that hard.
Yeah.
Too scary. Yeah.
And also, he just doesn't have the arm strength. I mean,
that's true. Those are spindly arms.
You're not going to believe that Kermit's spindly little arms are going to have the strength to knock anyone out. So they just got to make it cartoony, and then it's fine.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I mean, he's not a character that's known for his arm strength.
Correct.
Do you know what I
No.
mean? It's not like when you think
I do.
about Kermit the
I do.
Frog, you're like, oh yeah, that's the Muppet with the really strong arms.
No, I don't know who that Muppet would be necessarily, but it's not Kermit.
Sweet Arms. Sweet Arms.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Sweet
guess so.
Arms. Maybe the Swedish Chef because he has real fingers.
Because he has human arms.
Yeah, because he has human arms, basically. Yeah.
Right. So then the police arrive, and like Ryan, you theorized in a previous episode that the police were actually chasing Piggy. These are the same police.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about
caught
it
up with
before, but I think that's why they arrive so quickly.
To clean up the mess, the Muppet mess.
Right, just that they've been tracking Piggy, and here they are.
Yeah.
Right. Piggy, who is an escaped convict, you might recall.
That's right.
That's
yes,
true.
That's right. But then her name is cleared
so-
because she was, she was framed the whole time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I like is that we don't see that because we don't need to see it. We just know that her name is cleared. A worse movie that trusted its audience less would have a scene where the cops are like, "Oh, you didn't steal the necklace after all."
Right. I agree with that. And I'm going to save this for our next episode a little bit, but I do feel like this is the beginning of there not being enough resolution with this film. And I feel like it kind of starts like in this minute where I'm beginning to feel like it's rushing towards an ending when it doesn't need to be rushing quite as much. So we'll talk about it.
Okay.
But yeah,
Sure.
I do agree that it's not a scene with the cops that's needed. But it just feels like there should be a little more of a relief for the characters, in my opinion.
Yeah, sure, I can see that.
I do have something from the draft that I'll get to in a minute when we get there.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So the police escort Nicky and the models to their car. Animal says bye-bye, like Louis mentioned.
Yes.
And then Gonzo is taking pictures. He's doing his actual job, taking photographs of the crime scene. And then Kermit tells Piggy that she was magnificent, and she says, "I did it all for you."
I know.
But did she though? She's the one who was framed. She was the one who was framed for a crime and wrongly imprisoned.
Yeah,
she wanted to get out of jail so she could go on another date with Kermit.
Yeah, and saying "I did it all for you" is the most romantic thing you can say to a prospective romantic partner. So I get it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But then Kermit says thanks, and Piggy says por nada, which is Spanish for you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't say de rien, which would be the French, which is what she does. Are there other examples of Piggy speaking Spanish instead of French?
That's a good question.
I can't think of
other
any.
than like Quanta La Gusta, the Spanish song.
I mean, earlier in this movie when Kermit is leaving Lady Holiday's office, I think, did she say adios, mon cher?
Oh, she did. Yep, that's right.
But other than that, I can't think of any.
Do you think it's supposed to be a running joke that doesn't get developed a lot, that she is mixing up her Spanish with her French?
Could
that would make sense.
No.
If so, that's not bad. That's a good gag.
Yeah, they could have used that more.
It just doesn't seem to be prominently used enough for it to register with us that that's what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe there's another instance of it that was cut out of the film to make it happen 3 times, which would have made it much more clear. Yeah.
Right. So then Nicky approaches Piggy and he says, "I really did care for you." And she says, "I know." And he says, "We could have had the world on a silver platter." And the way that she says that silver's turned to iron bars, Nicky, is very sweet.
It's wonderful.
And suggests again, though, to me that she really does find him attractive, even though he's a sleazeball and a villain. There's something there, I feel like, for her.
Or at the very least, it's like, too bad he's such a sleazeball. He has potential, but he ruined it.
Right. Like that's what I mean.
Yeah.
As we discussed at the time, she does fantasize about being serenaded by him.
Right.
Earlier in this movie,
Yeah, she might be a little conflicted.
She seems, right. That's her fantasy. That's not his fantasy.
Well, we all like things that maybe aren't good for us, everyone.
Right. Oh yeah, exactly.
In our fantasy lives. And it might be really fun to run away with Nicky Holiday and be a thief with him. You know, I would imagine that would be pretty fun, but ultimately would end with, as she says, the silver turning to iron bars. And it could have happened for her, but instead it happens just for him, you know?
Right.
Yeah, because the difference between fantasy and reality can be very powerful sometimes between a man and a pig, you know?
You're right. There you go.
Yeah.
And then Nicky says, "Don't hate me, Piggy." And she says, "Oh, I don't. It's just that somehow along the road, I found out the difference between right and wrong. You're right, and he's wrong."
Mm-hmm.
Somehow along the road is a very odd phrasing, which I've never thought about before.
Mm-hmm.
It's not somewhere along the road.
Somewhere
it's not just somehow. It's somehow along the road.
Maybe it was a line flub, because it really should be somewhere along the road.
It should be, yeah. I kind of wonder if it wasn't just said it wrong, but like the emotion works, so they just went with it.
And also, somehow along the road is kind of cool because it feels kind of colloquial, you know. Also, she's
sure,
she's sophisticated and she's not, so it could have just felt right to them, you know. And it's a good delivery. I love all this stuff from Frank Oz in the scene. I think it's really nice and grounded, you know.
I agree. She seems really human here.
Absolutely. And also like her realizing that Kermit's the man for her and not Nicky, you know, I love that as well. Sort of, she's like, I choose the side of right here. I choose the side of virtue. I don't choose evil. I won't be tempted. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. And I like that you can see Kermit behind her. You can see Kermit kind of making little faces, reacting to what she's saying.
Yeah. Kermit's all surprised that like,
he's like very touched.
He's touched. She's touched. Yeah.
So that just about brings us down to the end. We do close on a newspaper headline, which says it's the Daily Chronicle, of course, Kermit and Fozzie's newspaper, and it says twins and pig foil heist, thieves caught red-handed.
Yes,
and that's where we end for these.
Yeah.
So any thoughts about these 2 minutes before we close? Louis, I'll start with you.
I'm just really happy that I got to come on and talk about specifically Piggy crashing through the window, because I think that is something that most viewers remember from the film, and rightfully so. It's really a well-directed scene. As we talked about, the puppetry in it is quite marvelous, and it's also just exciting because it's really empowering to see a female hero, you know, kick so much ass and save the day. So I think that's sort of, for these 2 minutes, what I'm left with the most. For sure. I think that these 2 minutes, you know, there's some good moments, character moments for a lot of the Muppets, but I think they really do belong to Piggy, because then her dialogue she has with Nicky, I also think is really smart, that we just covered. So yeah, those are my final thoughts about these 2 minutes.
All right. Awesome. Ryan, anything to add?
Yeah. So I was just going to mention, in the July 22nd draft, there's more to it before it dissolves to the newspaper headline. There's actually a scene where Lady Holiday comes by wearing a jogging outfit, because she's apparently just on her evening jog and happens upon this scene outside the Mallory Gallery. She asks what's happening. Gonzo tells her it's the big climactic scene. And then Piggy explains to her that Nicky was the thief all along, and she's shocked. She says, "How could you?" Nicky says, "It was easy. I'm no good." And she says, "But you keep your room so clean." Which is a callback to the other joke that just got cut from a minute ago.
Yeah.
And then Kermit says, "When the Daily Chronicle hears about this, they're going to roll out the red carpet." And Lady Holiday says, "What color is the carpet now?" And that's when they dissolve to the newspaper.
Oh my God, that's really funny.
I kind of wish they'd kept it, because it would be nice to see her again at the end after Nicky gets arrested.
Yeah, that has occurred to me before, because we don't see Lady Holiday after the fashion show. It would have been nice to have a little bit more of her.
Well, this is the issue I feel with the end of the film, is that I do feel like there needs to be some wrap-ups happening. And I think that having Lady Holiday come back would really help so much with the entire flow of the film. Yeah, so but I'll have more to say about that in the next episode. So stay tuned, listeners.
It's an excellent tease.
I threaten.
Well, before we go, we did want to ask you a couple questions, Louis. We like to ask all of our guests. Do you remember the first time you saw this movie, and like where would you rank it among the other Muppet movies?
Very good. Excellent. So I think the first time I saw it, I was probably about 2 or 3, and it was on home video, and it was probably with my cousin Jenny, I would imagine. So, I mean, this is definitely one of the movies that I don't have like a really clear memory of the first time I watched it. It's just sort of always been a part of my life, which definitely, I think, I may have said about the Muppet movie as well when you had me on about the Muppet movie. And I definitely saw Take Manhattan in theaters for sure. I vividly remember that. And Take Manhattan came out in 1984, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, so I was 3. But I have a pretty vivid memory of seeing it in theaters. So, yeah. And then how does it rank? In terms of the original trilogy, I rank it last, but that doesn't mean that I dislike it. I just do feel that it's the weakest out of the 3. My ranking is Take Manhattan first, and then Muppet Movie, and then Great Muppet Caper, but only because I think that there's so much good stuff in this movie. I actually think that the songs are really up there in this one. I think it's a really killer good song score. I love how much all the songs sound like they're from old 30s, 40s musicals, because that's like an era of film that I really love. So that I really enjoy about it. But I do feel like overall the plot is a little rushed, and sort of there's certain moments that I think go by a little too fast, and certain moments that are a little slow in this movie. And it's also it's Henson's directorial debut as a film director. So he did this before Dark Crystal, right?
It's his first feature, yeah.
Yeah, it's his first feature.
Immediately before Dark Crystal, yes.
Yeah, immediately before Dark Crystal. So like I feel like you can kind of feel him out cutting his teeth on this a little bit. And I think that it's a really good debut feature from a new film director. But I think that he went on to I think his direction got a little sharper as his career progressed after this, personally.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. It seems like of the original trilogy, most of our guests have said this is either their favorite or their third favorite. I mean, I haven't been keeping count.
But I still like this one. I still put it on. I'll still watch it.
Sure, of course. Yeah.
I like it. I like this movie very much. For sure. It's just that this is the one that I do think like has the most problems as a movie compared to the other two. Because I don't really think that Muppets Take Manhattan or the Muppet Movie, I don't think they actually really have any problems. I think they're kind of perfect. At least for me, they're perfect,
Sure.
This one is the one that as an adult I watch and I'm like, here's some stuff with it that I think it doesn't really work as well as I want it to. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Interesting. Yeah, that's fascinating. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. So I look forward to hearing more about your thoughts on Muppets Take Manhattan in a year or whenever.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm going to go on and on about that one, because that one changed that one is the one that like touches me in a very special heart place. So yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Right. So that brings us down to the end for today. Listeners, you can check out toughpigs.com on the internet, Facebook, Twitter. We're all over the place. You can follow me on Twitter at Zeppo Marxist. You can follow Ryan at @MeRyanRowe. And Louis, remind our listeners where they can find you and or your work online.
Sure. Yeah, you can find me at Louis4711 on Twitter and Instagram. And then you can also check out www.louisperlman.com for sort of updates as to what I'm doing and updates about the musical and my podcast that I host and all that stuff. And maybe I'll get to updating louisperlman.com at some point, because boy, I sure don't do it enough. But anyway, you can always reach out to me and figure out what's going on. And definitely social media is a good place to keep abreast as to what I'm doing. So yeah.
All right, wonderful. So listeners, if you're so inclined, give us a positive review on iTunes and tell all your friends to listen to Movin' Right Along. We'll be back again next week with another episode. Goodbye.
Bye.
Adios.